Trey Edmonds and Tommy Lee Lewis are back deep against Connor Barth kicking off. And it will be Tommy Lee Lewis on the return. And Tommy Lee Lewis breaks a couple of tackles and takes it out to the 18-yard line.
When you're balanced, you can keep a defense off balance, and the production they're getting from this position and this guy in particular.
It is Mark Ingram on the carry. On 2nd and 5 again. It's the handoff to Ingram. Breeze with a quick pass and the completion to Brandon Coleman down the sideline. Coleman trying to keep his balance, and he gets shoved down and out of bounds. Alvin Kamara is now in as the tailback, and he'll take the handoff. Breeze dumps it off to Ingram. Ingram trying to break the tackle, but cannot do it. The Chicago defense has not given up a touchdown in 9 quarters. Ingram is in on 3rd and 9. Breeze throwing on the run to Ingram, and Ingram gets tackled by Danny Trevathan. The 2-yard field goal attempt for Will Lutz. And the field goal attempt is good, but there is a flag on the field.
Offside, number 23 defense, who was lined up in the neutral zone. That 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
That's against Kyle Fuller, with Alvin Kamara in the backfield. Kamara on the pitch. Kamara in the end zone for a touchdown.
Right here, they're going to fake the jet sweep, slowing down a little bit the backside pursuit, and there's no substitute for speed.
And it does, in fact. Will Lutz will kick off to Tariq Cohen and Cravon LeBlanc back deep. And this will be a touchback. Jordan Howard in the backfield. Little play action here. Trubisky rolling out. Trubisky's going to run with it, and he'll scamper out of bounds. On 2nd down and 7, the handoff to Howard up the middle. Howard takes the handoff right up the middle, and he will get the first down. Kenny Vaccaro has been a big difference maker. Howard again.
Play a lot more base, so you see a lot more Manti Te'o.
Trubisky, his first pass of the game is to his running back, Jordan Howard. On 3rd and 3, Trubisky has it batted down. Pat O'Donnell to punt. Ted Ginn Jr. back at his own 10-yard line. Fair catch signaled and made by Ginn. Ted Ginn Jr. in motion on 1st down. Quick pass to Michael Thomas.
Go tape it up, you're fine. And I can understand his frustration. He's a competitor and a tough guy.
Drew Brees, screen pass here to Ingram. Ingram. A big play off the screen. Goes for a 16-yard pickup. And now the handoff to Ingram. And this time Ingram gets bottled up at the line of scrimmage. So dollars in the NFL. Brees taking a shot over the middle. Incomplete.
What everybody's thinking as far as those two go.
On 3rd and 10, Drew Brees gets sacked by Akeem Hicks.
Came arm over, which is a quick swim technique. Excellent pass rush from the interior lineman, Akeem Hicks.
Thomas Morstead punting to Tariq Cohen on the 26-yard line, and Cohen is tackled right away. The 5th-year player to South Dakota. Jordan Howard on 1st down takes the handoff up the middle. A good run by the 2nd-year running back. And that carry went for 9 yards, so 2nd down and 1 here for the Bears. It's Howard again, and Howard gets the first down. Dropping back to pass here. Taking the shot down the field, has a receiver open. Trey McBride. 4 games for Chicago. Howard on the handoff. And Howard gets up to the 10-yard line, picks up 7. McBride in motion. Howard again goes airborne. Very close, that first down marker.
He's got a big hole right over him, too.
They give it to Howard instead, and Howard, with that push, should have enough for the first down. Howard gets hit in the backfield. Kenny Vaccaro getting a goal from the 7. The handoff to Cohen. Trubisky was looking for Adam Shaheen, his tight end. And that is good.
Everybody thinks they're going to run it. They threw deep on first down. Great call by Dow Loggins.
He'll be going in game 6 back in LA. On first down to Ted Ginn Jr. Ginn breaks the tackle and takes it across the 40.
Peyton loves to do.
Hand off to Kamara. And Kamara fumbles the ball. Looks like Eddie Goldman may have picked it up, and he did.
It's Christian Jones shooting the gap. Now let's see if the right knee goes down. Yes, the right knee is down. Run it back just a little bit, man. You'll see the right knee hit, and the left knee is down, then the ball comes out.
After review, the runner was down by contact prior to losing control of the ball. It'll be second down at the 40-yard line.
It's the right call.
Brees dumps it off to Ingram. And Ingram just got laid out by Danny Trevathan. By Prince Amukamara right now. Brees, he goes down, and he gets sacked.
Well, Max Unger might get credit for a sack. That's not a good thing when you're a line.
Tariq Cohen. Let this one bounce, and it will bounce into the end zone. A smart decision by Cohen. Cohen in the backfield. He'll take the handoff on first down. He is looking forward to doing that. Dow Loggins is looking forward to doing that. Here is Trubisky. He'll jump it off to Cohen. And Cohen makes a move trying to get that first down. Jordan Howard back in the backfield. And the handoff comes to him. Flag is thrown as Howard gets tackled at the 35-yard line by Craig Robertson.
His first read, his second
Number
read.
92 defense. 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play. Automatic. First down.
They went to it.
Handoff again up the middle. It's Howard. Jordan Howard already 11 carries in this game for Chicago. Bootleg. Trubisky throws back over the middle. And a nice catch is made by the tight end, Deion Singh.
It's a line. If they're 90 to the sidelines, guaranteed pass.
Trubisky on the play action. Throwing all the way across the field, a dangerous pass. And that was broken up by Ken Crawley.
I gotta go. Hurry, up.
Howard again. It's Michael Burton in the backfield, the fullback.
Here they come.
Trubisky pressured, and Trubisky goes down, just like you said.
Yep.
Pat O'Donnell to punt, with Ted Ginn Jr. back at the 10. And the flag. Looked like a false start.
False start on the center. 5-yard penalty. Fourth down.
With just under 8.5 to go here in this first half. starts off with good punts. And it's just going to be a touchback. New Orleans takes over at the 20. On first down, it's Ingram with a really good run. Ingram picks up 12.
Boy, this year, he's out to prove a point. He's running angry.
Breeze dumps it off to Ingram. Ingram gets upended.
Vulnerable too.
Kamara up the middle with that burst of speed, takes it up to midfield.
And you get that extra yardage, you get a helmet on the linebacker.
Ingram
Out of the backfield.
Kamara now top of your screen. Breeze sidesteps, completes the pass to Michael Thomas, and Thomas has the first down up the 38-yard line, picks up 8. Little toss to Ingram. Ingram with a big hole. And Ingram is tackled inside the 20 by the rookie Eddie Jackson. A 19-yard run. Red zone opportunity here for New Orleans.
Ready. You ready? What's that?
Breeze pumps a couple of times with plenty of time over the middle. Josh Hill. Hill still on his feet, reaching, and Hill is down.
You ready? What's that?
Ingram to the end zone, goes over the top, touchdown.
You got Zach Line, your leading blocker, number 42. And watch Mark accelerate and extend, and clearly a touchdown.
They gave up a touchdown in the first quarter, a touchdown now here in the second quarter. And 2 trips to the red zone for New Orleans, 2 touchdowns so far. Play action, first down, and he completes that pass to Kendall Wright, one of his most trusted receivers. 14-yard completion. Handoff up the middle to Jordan Howard, and Howard gets tackled at the line by Manti Te'o.
Well, that's
Difference in his team with a winning streak. 0 takeaways the first 2 weeks, 10 the last 4 weeks. The handoff here to Howard. And Howard breaks a tackle, then an explosion of speed. Third down and 6. Trubisky gets rid of it. Open. McBride down the sideline. And a huge third down conversion for Chicago. At the 1st and 10 here for Chicago at the 33-yard line. Howard hit in the backfield for a loss of 1. Tariq Cohen comes in on 2nd down and 11. Trubisky steps up on the run. Trubisky throws this one away. 3rd and 11. Setting up the screen for Howard. Howard reaching for that first down marker around the backfield. They give the ball to him. And Cohen is going to lose some yards.
cut it back right into Onyemata.
2nd and 13, pressure coming. Trubisky got hit as he threw it for Chicago.
Might be Zach Miller time.
Trubisky sacked. 45 after that sack of 5 yards. This from 48 is no good. Momentum shift too if they can put 3 points on the board. Instead, just dumping it off to Tommy Lee Lewis.
An eligible player downfield, number 75. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
You ready? What's that?
And now New Orleans will just take a knee and head into the locker room with a 14-3 lead over Chicago. We see because he's a rookie, and they will get the ball here to start the second half. Tariq Cohen He'll take a knee in the end zone. All right, Jen, thank you so much. Jordan Howard starts in the backfield. They'll give it to him to open up this third quarter, and he gets hit in the backfield right away by Craig Robertson. Handoff again. Trubisky over the middle, incomplete. He was intending a throw to Tariq Cohen.
A.J. Klein does a good job of fronting up Tariq Cohen.
Pat O'Donnell punting to Ted Ginn Jr. Backs up to the 20. Ginn gets wrapped up as he crosses the 25. A 55-yard punt, but a flag.
During the kick, holding number 42 receiving team. 10-yard penalty, first down, timeout.
New Orleans will start at their 10-yard line. On first down, the handoff is to Ingram. Brees towards the sideline. And that is caught by Colby Fleener. A 3rd and 8. We saw New Orleans defense force a 3 and out. Can Chicago's defense do the same? Brees stepping up over the middle, completes the pass, and the answer is no as Michael Thomas has the first down.
There's so much.
Spot 2-2. Blue 80. What's that?
Ingram.
Michael Thomas is a real deal. When Ryan Ramczyk got a little jumpy.
False start, number 71, offense. 5-yard penalty, second down.
6'3", 210, second year out of some school. What is it? Oh yeah, The Ohio State. There he is again. They had a win yesterday, right?
Yep.
That right there was the 6,000th career completion for Drew Brees, and he is the fastest to 6,000 career completions.
That's amazing. 38 years old, he's the fastest. It's like a race of turtles.
Brees out of the pocket now, and he wisely slides into zone 10. What a punt. Bounce right in front of the goal line, down at the 4-yard line. Trubisky under center, Howard in the backfield. Hand off to him, up the middle, has the hole. Here goes Jordan Howard. Howard down the sideline, gets shoved out of bounds by Marcus Williams, but not before a huge gain. Now it's Michael Burton, the fullback in the backfield. Trubisky stepping up over the middle, throws high, incomplete for Tariq Cohen. Cohen just 5'6". If he's 5'8", maybe he makes that catch.
Yeah, on YouTube.
On 2nd and 10. The handoff to Benny Cunningham.
Phone right there.
Trubisky to the sideline, has his man McBride again for another first down.
Seeing the quarterback they drafted.
Handoff to Howard. Third 100-yard game of the season for Howard. And now Howard. 3rd and 10. Trubisky to the end zone. Touchdown! Zach Miller.
Down in the end zone. Let's see if he finishes this catch. Left hand, holding the ball. Still securing the ball.
We're not going to show
After
you
review,
the replay.
the receiver lost control of the ball. The ball hit the ground. It is an incomplete pass. It'll be fourth down at the 25.5-yard line.
He's got it with his left hand. You see gruesome leg injury. He's holding on to the football, to me, and I have no idea. Hopefully Dean can come in and explain to me why this is not a touchdown.
Process of the catch ends when he hits the ground and maintains control. So that rollover is not going to be part of the catch process.
Wow. Thank you very much, Dean. Appreciate it. I'm still in disbelief that they discounted that for a touchdown. On first down, second down and 1, play clock down to 1. Ingram. And Ingram will get the first down.
To make a shorter field for the Bear offense.
Play action, Breeze. Brings it out to his tight end, Josh Hill.
That was excellent patience and understand to take what the defense gives you in a zone, and exactly what he did.
Ingram cuts it back. Ingram at the first down marker, and with the forward progress, he's got the first down. Alvin Kamara back in. Fake the toss to him. Breeze with plenty of time. So much time, comes back to Kamara, far side, and Kamara slips as he goes down. Christian Jones gets credit for the tackle. Breeze, that one is batted down at the line. Just getting off. Breeze taking the shot down the middle of the field, nobody there. Thomas Morstead just had a great punt earlier. Tariq Cohen, fair catch, made at the 10-yard line. First down here for Chicago. Howard takes the handoff. Active for this game. Second down and 7. The toss out to Howard, and Howard, he gets wrapped up and dropped by Craig Robertson. 6th straight third down of 10 or more yards to go for Chicago. Setting up the screen for Howard.
It's a defense flowing right to it.
Pat O'Donnell punting from his end zone to Ted Ginn Jr. At the 38, makes the first man miss.
Let's go, 2, ready. Blue 80, what's that?
On first down, Breeze setting up a screen for the tight end, Hill. Flag is thrown as Hill is down at the 41-yard line. Adrian Amos with a tackle. Let's wait to have the call, Phil.
After the reception, illegal block in the back, number 71. Offense, 10-yard penalty, replay first down.
Breeze.
Ready. Anything like 5-9. Ready. 280, set.
Dropping back, got hit as he threw. No whistle. They're going to say that's a fumble.
Now they're calling incomplete pass.
Now they're saying incomplete.
Aggressive. They lost the touchdown. They lost the fumble overturn. That was close, but I do think it was an incomplete pass.
And there is the challenge flag thrown by John Fox.
I think right here. Yeah, the hand is
After
for
review, the ruling on the field stands. It's an incomplete pass. Chicago will be charged with their first timeout.
Ready, set.
Breeze taking the shot towards the sideline to Michael Thomas. He's a power wide receiver. That was great footwork as well. Handoff to Ingram across the 30, and John Lynch, he's going to do some good things with the Niners.
That's 6 years to do it.
Ingram out wide. Ingram in the backfield. Breeze under pressure, has to get rid of it, and the defense does its job.
On to the strong side. Well done.
Will Lutz for 45, and this off the upright and through. Lutz to kick off. Tariq Cohen in the end zone.
Oh, bring it out.
Yeah, I thought he might bring it out. It's 11 points. That's the difference right now.
Yeah, the one that bothers the coaching staff is the lined up offsides. That's a mental mistake.
Trubisky lofting one towards the sideline. Incomplete. Great effort by Kendall Wright. Howard will cut it back. Trubisky on 3rd and 6. Out of the pocket. Pat O'Donnell trying to change the field position. Running room now for Ginn from the 10. And Ginn
Good chances here to create a turnover.
5 wide receivers in on first down for Drew Brees, and Brees taking a chance, going down the sideline to his running back, Alvin Kamara. And now they hand off to Ingram.
Matchups for linebackers.
2nd and 7, empty backfield again. It is to Kamara.
Make the perfect catch. Well done.
Toss now to Ingram. And Ingram does not go down easily. 15 carries, 76 yards for Ingram in this one. Brees over the middle to Michael Thomas. And they move the chains again. Brees need in motion. Brees dumps it off. Trevathan with the tackle.
Hicks is playing really well. He looks good. Linebackers look good.
Delayed handoff. Ingram able to break one tackle. Now fumbles the ball.
A good job of clubbing by Jonathan Bullard. There's a fight and a grind and a battle at the bottom of that pile.
At the 28-yard line. Trubisky on first down with some time, taking the shot down the field. It's tipped incomplete for Dion Sims. 2nd and 10. Trubisky over the middle, right through the hands of a couple of different players. A.J. Klein nearly had the interception. Trubisky, he's going to run for it. Flag is thrown. Trubisky has the yardage for the first down, but this could be coming back.
Boy, if it's holding, they're just killing themselves.
There are fouls by both teams on the play. Holding, number 71 offense. Holding, number 48 defense. Those fouls offset. Replay 3rd down.
Pressure coming again. Trubisky escapes again, and he's got plenty of room to run. Look at him go. Trubisky is out inside the 30. There's the athleticism for the rookie.
Off to the races.
46 yards on that run for Trubisky. Trubisky throws. Incomplete. Ken Crawley was there on the coverage of Trey McBride.
His next trusted guy, Cohen.
Trubisky over the middle, and that's caught by the other tight end, Dion Sims. On 3rd and 7, Trubisky threads the needle to Kendall Wright for the first down. Tariq Cohen in now in the backfield. Trubisky, he keeps it. And Trubisky tried to make a move, and this time gets hit by Kenny Vaccaro. Trubisky to Howard. Howard falls, and they're going to say it's an incomplete pass. He did not. 3rd and 7. Trubisky. The tight end, Sims again. A flag is thrown. He's very close to the first down marker.
Personal foul, face mask, number 43, defense. Half the distance to the goal, automatic, first down.
The ball was thrown before there was any tackle.
Trubisky to Cohen, who goes over the top. No sign yet. They're going to say he's short. Now
it should be a
they're
touchdown.
rolling in a touchdown.
Couple calls go the Bears' way.
Going for a 2-point conversion. Trubisky rolling out to his right. Throws back in the end zone. Tipped! And it's incomplete. Kendall Wright came down with it, but out of the end zone. 3:58 to go. 2 timeouts remaining and a 2-minute warning. Ted Ginn Jr. from the 10. He just slides down around the 20. Drew Brees passing touchdown came back in 2009. On first down, the handoff is to Ingram. First time since 2013. Brees taking the shot down the field into double coverage, and it's caught.
Deep post. Eddie Jackson is in position to make a play. The ball actually, I believe, bounces off of Eddie Jackson, but he just loses sight, does not get his head around to locate, and again got away with a little push-off right there at the end.
Now the handoff to Kamara. And a flag is thrown.
Illegal shift. Offense. Two players did not get set prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Watch this.
Ready! Blue 80! Attack!
2nd and 10. Ingram. They're trying to strip him, and they do! Another fumble by Ingram.
Eddie Jackson with the strip. Or Amos, excuse me.
Adrian Amos
Is secured. Now watch Amos not even go for a tackle, but watch him go right for the football. That's such a good job of Amos of grabbing that elbow, separating it, creating space, and getting it out of there.
They're not even going to look at it here.
Nope. Chicago with the ball on first down, overthrowing Kendall Wright. Trubisky completes the pass. Trubisky rolling out to his left, throws, and it's tipped by A.J. Klein. Tariq Cohen is in. Trubisky, sidearm pass, incomplete. New Orleans defense comes up huge.
6-1, 6-1. Ready! Blue 80! Attack!
They will hand off to the rookie Alvin Kamara.
Illegal formation. Offense. Number 61 was an eligible receiver. He was covered up on the line of scrimmage. That penalty's been declined. 2nd down.
Chicago declined the penalty. Why? Because they need the time on the clock.
Blue 80! Attack! Ready! Blue 90! Attack!
Handoff again to Kamara.
It's an improvement from Mitchell Trubisky. The defense is always going to be the defense in Chicago.
Kamara, he gets stopped. It's going to be a 49-yard field goal attempt for Lutz. And Lutz from 49 sneaks it in. Lutz will kick off. Tariq Cohen is back deep. We have yet to really see him try to return one. He's going to try now from about 5 yards deep in the end zone. And Cohen with that speed has a good return as he gets taken down, and a late flag comes out.
Will
Personal
Lutz.
foul. Horse collar tackle. Number 3 of the kicking team. 15 yards will be added to the end of the play. First down.
Start at the 43 of New Orleans. No timeouts remaining. And it looks like a false start against Chicago.
False start. Number 72. Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
1st and 15. Trubisky dumps it off to Benny Cunningham. Winning that one 33-10. Trubisky intercepted. Marshawn Lattimore returns it across midfield, and that'll ice it for New Orleans.
After the play was over, personal foul, number 71, Chicago. That 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play. First down.
Watch Trey McBride's head never comes around. Marshawn Lattimore, because he's in zone.
And that's a big one, as that will ice it for New Orleans. Technical director Dane Crawford, our great tape room anchored by Scott Veals. Pre-game show produced by Bill Richards, directed by Stephanie Medina. Stats up here by Scott Lightman, our spotter Ken Trevor. This was a good one here in New Orleans. The Saints first 5-game winning streak since 2013 as they improve to 5-2. The Bears fall to 3-5.